Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Questions Clients Ask. In this week's episode, I'm going to be talking about why you shouldn't be relying on the scales, period. Okay? Did you know that where you are at in your menstrual cycle can have up to a couple of kilos impact on what you see on the scales, okay? You could be doing all the right things, but simply of where you are at in your cycle, your body won't respond or react like expected. So guys, let me explain for a minute. Your menstrual cycle can impact the way that your body stores fat, burns fuel, even your metabolic rate, insulin sensitivity, whether your body holds onto water, and also the ability to build muscle. So for most women, your menstrual cycle is around 28 days, maybe slightly longer, maybe slightly shorter. I'm going to pop a graph up here so that it helps me explain what I'm about to explain, okay, so you can see it visually. There's two phases in a woman's cycle, okay? So first off, you've got the follicular phase, which is, days 1 up to 14. So during this phase, estrogen is actually elevated and you're going to be more sensitive to insulin, which means that you can actually tolerate carbs a lot better and use this as good fuel for your workouts, okay? So during this phase, you're going to feel fuller for longer. You're not going to suffer with too many cravings. You'll be feeling great. But then I should say, towards the end of week 2, coming into ovulation, you will also get a little spike in testosterone, which means that you're going to be feeling really, really strong during that small phase. You will experience PBs in your lifts during this time, and this is where the highest chance of muscle growth will actually be seen. But then you've got the second half of your phase, okay, which is referred to as the luteal phase. This is from days 14 onwards, where progesterone is actually elevated. Now, you're going to be more insulin resistant, which actually means that carbs is not as much your friend during this time. Although the plus here is that your metabolic rate is going to be slightly higher and you're going to burn anywhere from 100 to 300 calories extra per day. So technically, you could actually be losing weight during this time, but due to cravings and self-sabotage, majority of women actually eat more than the additional 100 to 300 calories which your body is burning. So during this phase, you might like to focus on proteins and fats more so, because these are actually going to help you keep did I say that right? Help you keep fuller for longer, and obviously help with binge eating during PMS. From days 21 to 28, usually that PMS phase, where, all of those symptoms are hanging around, where your moods shift a lot, you'll start to notice that you feel bloated, probably lethargic, your training's going to be suffering a little bit during this phase. It's important, guys, not to beat yourself up about this during that phase. It's normal. It is a part of your cycle. It is not you. You're not having an off day or an off week. It is just you're a woman. So when it comes to weight fluctuation, which I know that you're all dying to know, women most commonly retain water during the period 1, maybe up to 2 weeks prior to your period starting. Research actually suggests that the changes in progesterone and estrogen levels cause the body to retain more water and salt. So your body's cells become swollen with water, causing the feeling of bloating. Okay, your body is made up of around 60% water, so just a few percent in fluctuation here is going to impact, the way impact your weight, not the way you weigh. And this is just another reason why I'm a believer of not jumping on the scales and letting the scales be a predictor of your progress. So this is obviously going to differ from woman to woman, and there's simply going to be times during the month that, big fluctuations happen, and it's simply a part of the hormones being released in your body. It's not a time to get caught up in those numbers on the scales, okay? If you weigh week after week, you need to remember that your body is going to be in a different physiological state. A quick example of how all of this can actually equal self-sabotage, your body is in the second phase of the cycle, so you're having huge cravings, you're holding on to a little more water weight, you go to the gym and you're not going to have as much energy as you did the week before, you're probably not quite as strong, you probably look bloated, so it's fair to say you're not feeling great, and that's probably a polite way to put it. On the way out of the gym, you jump on the scales, and not only do you feel bloated, you're not as strong, and you're freaking starving, and your body weight is up. Okay, trying to overcome self-sabotage here is extremely difficult, and this is where you're actually at most risk of putting all of these bad feelings together with buying a large tub of Ben and Jerry's on the way home so that you can go home and, you know, sit in your little pitiful lounge room and watch Sex and the City reruns while you eat your large tub of Ben and Jerry's. Hopefully, if you do expect this, you'll know how to deal with it and either stay off the scales or understand where you're at, why it's happening, and not get caught up in it. All right, guys, hopefully I have stayed under that 5-minute time cap. That's it for another week of questions from clients. If you have any questions yourself, please feel free to DM me. I would love to answer them. I should also let you know that I'm really excited to announce that this coming January, I am launching my very first group one-on-one coaching. It is going to be all customized to each and every client, although we're going to be doing it in a group. So you're still getting that one-on-one with me, but in that group setting. All right, guys, that's it for another week. I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.